Alright, this is Anwar Smith, the Black Swan Podcast, and I'm here with some breaking news, at least some information that I just received this morning concerning the new amendments to laws that's been proposed in the House of Assembly. Let me give you a breakdown of some of these laws. Let me give you a breakdown of some of the amendments, not laws, amendments that's been proposed. Alright, first one, the phone. You can't have your phone, apparently you can't have your phone out in the car. I know when I say out, you can't, not just in your hand and using it. You can't have your phone out visibly in the car. It must be, as stated by the amendments that I read, and I assume that these are correct because these are like very, very hard to read, so it seemed like some lawyer wrote them. But it seems like you can't have your phone. It must be in your pocket or it must be in a bag. We'll get into that later. Another one is that you cannot drive around with an open bottle of alcohol. Whether that be a beer, whether it be a cup of alcohol, whether it be a bottle that you bought previously and once you done break that seal, that cannot be in your car. The next thing we got is... what's the next thing? Help me out. The next thing we got is you must produce your driver's license and insurance upon being pulled over by the cops. Once they ask for it, you must produce your driver's license and insurance, full name and full address. Let's start with that one first. I 100% agree with that. I'm very, very, very sure there's a lot of people driving around, no insurance. A lot of people are driving around, no license. And when these people hit your car, those are probably the ones that's speeding off because they have no license or no insurance. And they might not even be driving their own personal vehicle. So I could understand that situation. We want to fix that up. I've most recently gotten an accident with a person with no license nor any insurance, and it's been such a hassle, it's almost been 8 months just trying to get money out of this person just over the course of this time. So I can 100% agree with that. The next thing is the alcohol law in the car. I am unsure. I understand it now. Guys, get me wrong. Drunk driving, drink responsibly. Drunk driving, that's not cool at all. And that is a good, a nice indicator of accidents, a reason for accidents. But I don't know if I could understand this one. I'm trying to figure out where's the motivation coming from this one. Like, what was that thing that happened that said, hey, we definitely need these laws? Now, I know there was an accident maybe over the weekend. Actually, the weekend was just passed right through my corner on Marathon Road. A young lady was driving the car and she actually hit two persons. She lost control of the vehicle and hit two persons, and those persons succumb to their injuries, right? So I could understand that, but not from any report that I hear was any alcohol related situation. Neither the person driving nor the people walking, I don't know, but I don't think it was just a car situation or a car malfunction situation. But again, I don't know what's the motivation behind it. Then you got the phone law. And I'm looking at this phone law like, yo, I can't even have my phone out. Like, if I have my phone on GPS, I can't even check my GPS to figure out where I'm going. I can't put my phone on speakerphone to have a conversation. Now, I know in some parts of the United States, I just saw a report maybe about 6 months to a year ago where they had a law where you could have your phone out, but it must be on a fixed stand. And I could understand that, but there was nothing inside these amendments even speaking of that, something of that nature. Hopefully they relook it and revisit that or whatever. But what really, really, really concerns me is that just yesterday, I was trying to get up on my Bahamian news, get up on what's going on in my country, and the subject of most conversations was this Grand Lucayan situation, how the government spent $65 million to purchase this hotel in Freeport, and the person's arguing it, saying they don't have the right people in place to make these deals, they don't have the right people in place to understand what's going on. They're saying that, hey, they didn't even realize, or they didn't take into account that there are people who haven't been paid from this hotel since 2008, which is 10 years ago, and the government took this on or whatever. So it's a lot of back and forth about what was the sense and what was the sensibility of actually making that deal. And then part of it was they were talking about, even today you have persons at PMH, doctors at PMH on strike saying the building isn't up to code, roof is falling in, air conditioner is not working. You got patients who waiting hours and hours in the ER, waiting to see a doctor. You have people waiting in the hallways because there's no areas to put them in. And I'm like, yo, I remember those were an issue yesterday, and then magically today we have these new crazy laws that gets everybody excited. And I'm a conspiracy theorist, and they call me conspiracy theory noir. And I'm sitting here thinking like, yo, what's going on here? I remember there was very much pressure on the FNM and Dr. Huber Minnis, the Honorable Dr. Huber Minnis, and now the question is, what the hell going on with all these new amendments that they make him? I think they wanted to change the narrative. These niggas better than LeBron. That they out here changing the narrative. Now we so consumed in all these newer laws, especially the younger persons, because this affects us more. I wouldn't say affects us more, but I only see, based on past experiences, the young people getting locked up, the young people getting pulled over, and then it begs me the question. How are they? I know you can see whether a person's wearing their seatbelt or not. If you drive past, you can see if a person's wearing their seatbelt or not. But how in the hell are you going to be able to tell if someone has their phone out and their phone's not in their pocket or their bag? They can be holding their phone nice and low. And so how can you tell that situation? How can you tell if someone has an open bottle of alcohol in their car? Because if I'm not actively drinking the alcohol, you will never be able to see that with me driving past. So I'm like, yo, are they looking for more reasons to pull you over and search you? More, like, are they going to be searching for alcohol in your car like the same way they search for weed? Like, are they going to, you get pulled over for a tail light, $100 fine, then they find a bottle of alcohol, $200 fine. Like, are they going to be just adding up fines together? Is the government trying to make more money? And then I question where the money gonna go. Like, there's obviously going to be an increase in fines, and so increase in money that the government will be making based on fines. We don't even know where the VAT money going right now. Like, we don't have a clear-cut explanation. Let me put it like that. A clear-cut explanation on where the VAT money going. I mean, I'm sure you can walk up to the general Bahamian, and maybe that might be the lack of knowledge and the lack of interest in the general Bahamian, but you could walk up to the general Bahamian and they have no idea what was one thing the VAT money was spent on. But now they're making another amendments to laws where they're going to be getting more and more money. Now, again, I totally understand the produce your driver's license immediately on site, produce your insurance on site. Yes, we need to stop those people from hitting and running. We need to stop people from driving on this road, and we got too much cars on the road anyway. So stop these people from driving on the road illegally. And with that, but I don't know about this alcohol and this cell phone situation. You guys are really wild. You really killing me. Round of applause for government coming up with new ways to make money. But I'd definitely like to say, I don't know where this is going. I would love to hear the motivation behind it. I would love to hear what was the situation that said, hey, this calls for these changes. Someone gonna have to explain that to me. I'd definitely love to hear what's the purpose and the end goal for it. Like, what do you want to see decrease? What do you want to see happen? Like, I could come up with my own things, but I want to know the people that came up with these amendments and these laws. They will literally have to come down, not sit to me, but sit down and talk to the Bahamian people and tell me what was the motivation behind these things. Because might I remind you, like, can I remind you, gambling's still illegal, but every couple of months is a new number shop opening up. Where's the situation? Who fixing that situation? What about the people who robbing and stealing to feed their gambling habit? Because if you could if you could say alcohol is a direct cause to accidents, then I could say, wait, gambling is a direct cause. These people are robbing me. I've been robbed twice within the past year. So I'm pretty sure they robbing me for a reason, because they ain't got no money, or they spending their money on certain things. And I could sit here and assume that they spending their money on gambling. And they robbing me to go feed their gambling habit. What are we doing about that, government? Man, this is making me really hard to stay engaged in what's going on, because like every time you hear something, it's some new craziness happening inside the world. So you guys got to help me out. Again, when I get some more information, we're going to jump back into this, but I love to say I don't know what the hell going on, and I'm going to wait to see if some new news is going to come out tomorrow, but they make us some other laws, but I just don't understand. And then before I go, give me a second, before I go, who's gonna fix these potholes? again, I want to ask, who is going to fix these potholes? Because if alcohol is a reason for some of these accidents, I'll definitely damn say these potholes are some of the reasons for these accidents. Who am I going to find? Am I going to go find the police? Am I going to go find the Ministry of Works? Like, I need somebody to go, I can go get some money from and find them for the accidents I caused. Because I can most remember, like, maybe 2.5 years ago, I got in an accident avoiding a pothole. I avoided a pothole, which ended in me hitting a wall. And yeah, I did hit a wall that didn't move, but but that was in attempts to avoid this pothole. And in hitting this wall, I got fined for getting in this accident. And I had to ask the officer, like, you clearly can see that whole pothole right there. And you can tell by how that pothole is placed, I had to swerve in such a way that I end up hitting this wall. There was no one to find in that. And even on top of that, I would say, and I got remember I said I got robbed, my wallet got stolen, my driver's license got stolen. So it took me, and I still haven't gotten it yet, so it's been like about 6 months, and I could say every other week I've gone to the police station to file this. I filed this report when it happened. I went to the police station like every other week just to get a copy of this report so they could process the report so I could carry it to the places where the road traffic where I can get my new driver's license. 6 months later, and I'm still haven't gotten this report. Every time I go in, they tell me, hey, yeah, this person got to be here to sign it. This person here got to type it up. Come back tomorrow. Every time you come back tomorrow, the person in here, hey, you got to call before you come. You call before you come, and still coming in here. And it's been 6 months. So for the past 6 months, my driver's license is valid, but the past 6 months, though, I haven't had it because I was not able to get a report to be able to catch the road traffic and receive it. The wrongest thing I did was tell road traffic that it was stolen. I probably should have lied and said I lost it. But I don't know what's going on right now, and you guys will have to figure me out. You'll have to try to figure me out and try to get me on better on the wavelength of what's going on in the Bahamas. I want to know why certain laws and certain things are pressing to do, while certain things are we gonna push under the rug and we're gonna talk about it later and push it on. I'm tired of this. This is gonna be the last time. The next election, I'm fully all in because I can't do this anymore because this affects me now. And like I said, I don't even imagine they're gonna be the young men getting pulled over all the time. Because I was just talking to the police today, at least we were in our groups today talking about them. We have some officers in our groups, and they were sharing with us like, yo, officers are real people too, so it's going to be a situation dependent, and you show respect, you'll get respect. But then most times in my experience, I only see young men getting pulled over. And now when this young men get pulled over, not only are they getting searched for marijuana, that I thought we were working towards decriminalizing, now they're going to get searched for having their phone out. Now they're going to get searched for having alcohol in the car, as well as now they're going to be asked to produce their driver's license and insurance. And you know how that go when you're coming out of high school and you're in COB or you just come out of school or whatever and your mommy lend you the car. Now you got to make sure mommy put you on insurance. You feel me? And it's some crazy stuff going on out here. And again, I don't want to sit here and act like I don't understand what possible positive things can come out of it. I just don't understand the motivation and where did we get to the point where these are the things we were talking about. That's what needs to help me, and it just seems like we're changing the narrative every day because we don't want to keep it a consistent conversation because we don't want the Bahamian people fully understanding what's going on. But hey, that's just my take. But hey, listening to the Black Swan podcast, I'm your host, Anwar Smith. I'm only giving you my opinion on these things. Maybe you could shed some light on it for me.